This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Off the top at 6, it is a Storm Team 6 alert day. Thanks for joining us. I'm Cameron Riddle. Nicole Griffin has the evening off. Relentless rain is causing scenes like this all across central Indiana. You see that wet weather all day long, but now finally, it's rolling out. For what we can expect as we head through the evening, let's check in with Storm Team 6 meteorologist Kyle Mounts. Hey, Kyle.
Yeah, and Cameron, it has really been adding up here. Since Thursday night, we've picked up 3¼ inches of rainfall in downtown Indianapolis. We're not quite done adding to that total yet, but the heaviest of the rain has certainly moved out. You can see on Storm Team 6 radar some very light rain showers, very kind of misty rain in the downtown area. Extends back through Martinsville, Rockville, Greencastle, into Frankfort and Lebanon. You're getting a bit of a break right now in the Columbus area. That's the same case for you in Shelbyville and Newcastle. But look about what's back to the south and west. We've got more of this rain that's going to be sliding our direction. And yeah, you notice that snow that's moving through the St. Louis area. Yeah, we're going to see most of that staying out of here as we look at TrueCast over the next several hours. Light rain, still could hear a rumble of thunder or two as we go through this evening. There's that light wintry mix. I do not think that's going to be very impactful out there on the roadways, but temperatures certainly falling. We're in the 30s now in Kokomo, 40s in Indy and Bloomington. Wind not too much of a factor at the moment, but there is a high wind warning around Richmond and Connorsville later tonight where winds could gust over 50 miles per hour.
All right, Kyle, thank you. All that rain we've received over the past couple of days is now proving to be troublesome to some area roads. Authorities in Boone, Hamilton, and Owen County are reporting a number of road closures. It is important to remember that if you see high water, turn around, don't drown. Indianapolis Department of Public Works officials say if you see high water in the city, call the Mayor's Action Center. And we are keeping a running list of those road closures online. Just look for this story on the IndyChannel.com and on the RTV6 app. Now to a developing story right now across the South. Authorities say at least 9 people have died as a result of severe storms. In Texas, 2 first responders died while working a crash in icy weather. A third person died when their car flipped into flooded waters. And in Louisiana, 3 people died when high winds brought down trees. The Alabama EMA says 3 people died in a tornado near Tuscaloosa.
It has been a very devastating storm in that area. People have suffered a lot of loss, including life. That's the most important thing, and that's what we're addressing at this time.
That same storm is also bringing ice and snow to areas north of the Hoosier State. With all the weather we are seeing this weekend, now is a good time to download the Storm Shield app. You can get audio alerts from wherever you are, whether at home or on the go. Just search Storm Shield in your smartphone's app store. An Indianapolis staple has gone up in flames today as members of the community recall just what makes the Country Kitchen soul food restaurant so special. Our TV6 reporter Troy Washington is working for you to find out what the future holds now.
On any other Saturday, the sweet aroma of soul food was squeezed through these walls and float down North College Avenue.
Smothered pork chops with greens and potato salad. And don't forget the big jar they give you of lemonade.
Pastor Carlton Lynch grew up in Indiana and grew up eating at Country Kitchen Soul Food Place. He lives in Michigan now, but a meeting back home gave him the perfect chance to get his fix of the down-home cooking.
This is a place where it's like coming to your grandma's house.
Pastor Lynch told everyone to meet him here on Saturday. That's before the unthinkable happened.
He said, "Mom, did you hear Country Kitchen caught on fire?" And I just started praying and crying that everybody was safe.
Doris Behringer works part-time at the restaurant. She was working in the kitchen just hours before hearing about the overnight blaze that firefighters fought for more than an hour after midnight.
A lot of people depend on Country Kitchen for income. Feed a lot of families, send children to school, and my gas money, I'm retired.
For Behringer, it was truly a labor of love.
The fried corn, the collard greens, and that's just soul food, and it feeds our soul.
Many people pulling up here at the restaurant, even though the windows are all boarded up, because they say in order to believe it, they had to see the damage for themselves.
This is the destination for the creme de la creme
people of accomplishments.
Pastor and community activist Lionel T. Rich says the history here is just as rich as the flavor in the food.
You would see Barack Obama.
But that's not all. The roster goes on and on when it comes to the who's who from all over showing up here at the restaurant.
The other day I parked over there, and Isaac was talking to Mike Epps.
Pastor Rush is referring to Isaac Wilson, who owns the restaurant with his wife, Cynthia. Together, the two have continued the tradition of keeping the operation going for more than 30 years.
Great food, great soul food. It's folksy, but it's elegant at the same time. Other cultures go out on the golf course and make deals. We come to Country Kitchen to make deals.
Progress that has been put on pause for now, but hopefully not for long. Behringer believes this won't be the last time she's in the kitchen, serving up smiles with the help of the restaurant's comfort food.
We're very resilient.
Pastor Rush thinks this blaze will only build something better.
This may be just the push for something bigger.
Working for you on the north side, Troy Washington, RTV6.
All right, thank you, Troy. A mother and her young children are safe from another fire thanks to her quick thinking and the help of neighbors. The fire started just before 10 last night at the Pangea Prairie Apartments on the city's northeast side. Firefighters say smoke and flames prevented the 21-year-old woman and her children from leaving their third-floor apartment. Officials say she tossed the children straight down into the arms of neighbors waiting below, then jumped herself. Residents say a screaming neighbor alerted them to get out of that building.
No, we actually heard somebody yelling, and at first we thought somebody was maybe arguing or something, and then we opened up the door and we seen the smoke, so then we knew instantly we needed to get out.
Fire officials say the building did have working smoke alarms. Tonight, the residents from 12 different units are without a place to stay. Thankfully, no injuries are reported. Another fire is under investigation tonight at an apartment building on the city's near north side. The fire started at the Marat building just before 4 this afternoon. Authorities say the fire started in an electrical panel, making it hard to figure out which floor that fire started on. 2 people were checked out for slight injuries, but officials say they were not related to the fire. Tonight, a deadly crash remains under investigation in Johnson County. The crash happened on State Road 135 near Division Road in Bargersville. Just after midnight, deputies say a woman crossed the center line and hit a pickup truck head-on. The impact killed the driver of that truck. Sheriff's officials say alcohol does appear to be a factor. As the number of Americans attempting to take their own lives continues to increase at an alarming rate, mental health advocates are now teaching intervention. Today, dozens of Hoosiers accepted that invitation to learn more. Much like CPR, QPR training teaches what could be life-saving measures. David Berman with Mental Health America of Indiana says QPR training is now a necessity. He led today's course, which aims to teach anyone how to be what he calls an active bystander. That's someone who witnesses a problem and then does something about it. The goal of QPR is simple: recognizing the warning signs of someone having suicidal thoughts and knowing what to do next.
The purpose is the same in many ways. So QPR stands for Question, Persuade, and Refer. CPR is designed to keep someone alive until professionals get there. QPR is very similar. The intent is to keep people alive when they're thinking about suicide until they can get professional help.
Today's seminar was put together in part by our media partners at WTLC and Radio 1. If you or someone you know is struggling, we want you to know you are never alone. The Suicide Prevention Hotline is available 24/7. Their number is 1-800-273-TALK. Tonight, IPS is still waiting for the State Board of Education to determine who will get control of Emma Donnan Middle School, Howe High School, and Manual High School. Superintendent Alicia Johnson says if IPS regains control of those schools, the district will likely seek out partnerships with third parties. They're laying out those potential partners and who they will be at a meeting that is happening right now. We'll have more from that meeting tonight on the news at 11. A final decision from the Department of Education is expected later this month. The deadly plane crash killing nearly 200 people in Iran remains under investigation tonight. After the break, how Canadian officials aim to help in the investigation. And deadly fires continue to burn across Australia. Tonight, straight ahead, how a unique hospital is helping get burned animals back to full health.
And I know you've already had enough rainfall, but some of us could still pick up another third of an inch or more. I'll let you know when it finally starts to dry out. You're watching RTV6 News at 6.
TV.com. This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Tonight, Iran admits it mistakenly shut down a Ukrainian Airlines flight, killing all 176 people on board. The crash came hours after Iran fired missiles at Iraqi military bases housing U.S. troops. That move came in retaliation for a U.S.-ordered drone strike at the Baghdad airport that killed Iranian commander Qasem Soleimani. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says Canada will assist in the crash investigation. He says both Canada and Iran are committed to bringing closure to the victims' families.
I reiterated to President Rouhani that it is absolutely necessary that Canada participate in this investigation. We expect the full cooperation of Iranian authorities.
The commander of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps says he has requested that all commercial flights in Iran be grounded until tensions cool off. Residents in Puerto Rico are dealing with another earthquake to start off the weekend. A 5.9 aftershock rocked the island earlier this morning. That's where one of the oldest buildings in Ponce was damaged. The owners say of a jazz cafe there that is just opened up in that space a little more than 2 months ago. There have been no reports of people hurt in that aftershock.
All right, let's all say it together. Rain, rain, go away. We have had more than enough here, but it continues to fall, although very lightly as we look at the view there from the IMS Pagoda. It is a chilly day, or a chilly evening anyway. Feels quite a bit different from where we were this morning at 64 degrees, now 41. That wind is fairly light at this point, but it will start to crank up a little bit more here as we go through the evening. Still a bit of a state divided with those temperatures. 37 in the Lafayette area. We're nearly 20 degrees warmer, though, in Connorsville and Richmond at 55. 45 for you in Columbus right now. Rainfall, here's a look at the estimates of what we've seen in around the Bedford area. More than 4 inches of rain. Seeing similar conditions around Spencer, and you can see even portions of Hamilton County between 3 and 4 inches of rainfall. Here's a look at Storm Team 6 radar. It's very light rain for us at this point, but it's just aggravating the situation through much of Hendricks County into the downtown area and stretching through Noblesville back through Greencastle, really the northwest half of the state. But we'll all start to see some more of this rain spinning our way as we go through this evening. Again, the bulk of the wintry weather is going to be staying off to the northwest. But as we go through this evening, a couple moderate downpours not out of the question. Maybe an isolated rumble of thunder with this powerful storm system and those gusty winds, especially off to our east. There's a look at midnight tonight. May see a few snowflakes flying around the Kokomo and Monticello areas, but not expecting impacts there on the roadways. Of course, this rain, though, is still going to have an impact on the waterways as we go through the next couple of days as it's filtering into the rivers. Those will continue to rise. Actually, as we look at some of these around the Wabash at Terre Haute and also the White River in Morgan County, already above flood stage here, and it looks like we'll see minor to moderate flooding along the waterways here as we go through the next couple of days. Some crests not coming until early next week. Here's a look at the wind gusts. Again, not too bad for us this evening, and much of the state will stay under about 25 miles per hour, but we could see some of those higher gusts for you around Richmond and Connorsville. That could add to some power outage issues as we go through tonight. Sunday, calmer, drier, but it's going to be cooler, and adding to that cool feel will be those clouds around, with temperatures making their way to around 40 for the afternoon high. That's still above average for this time of year, though. 38 for you in Lafayette and 44 degrees in Columbus for your Sunday afternoon. But dry, that's the key word there. 7-day planning forecast. We've got a couple of dry days coming our way, and look at those temperatures rebounding. We're at 57 degrees on Tuesday, 56 on Wednesday. That's our next chance for some rain that's going to move in. So we got a couple of dry days, and then looking a little interesting as we get toward the end of the week, and next weekend looks like a rain-snow mix coming our way.
Well, you know what? It's still January.
Oh, yeah. We could be a whole lot colder.
Well, I'm wishing some of this rain was snow. I know people are going to be upset.
A little bit.
I could take, this would be a blizzard if this was, if it was.
This would be about 40 inches of snow.
Okay, we don't need 40. If I could get a good 6-incher
of snow, yeah.
Of snow.
We'll work on it.
All right, see what you can do. Appreciate it. Tonight, the devastating wildfires in Australia continue to burn. It's feared that 1 billion animals are feared dead from the historic fires. Terrace Gaynor from our sister network, Newsy, visited the first of its kind, that is, hospital that is working to save the lives of koalas.
Thousands travel each year to Port Macquarie, a city known for its beautiful beaches. But in the midst of Australia's worst ever fire crisis, people living in the area are seeing something very different.
It's just devastating what they've done to the whole population in Australia. You know, it's wiped out so many.
Barbara Barrett and Ann Walsh have worked with the Port Macquarie Koala Hospital for more than 35 years combined, caring for injured or sick koalas brought to the facility. They say nearly 500 koalas lived in the area. 400 of them were killed by recent bushfires.
I've become so passionate about them that I think the day we have no koalas in Port Macquarie, I would pack my bags and leave.
They have saved 31 badly injured koalas since October in the first facility in the country dedicated to treating the mammal. It has 8 intensive care units and a 24-hour rescue operation.
This is Anani.
She was injured by a bushfire 7 years ago. Barrett spent months raising the young Joey in her home, and now she is the only one Zanani trusts.
She still thinks I'm her mum. So when I come in to work, and usually I come in every Friday, that's cuddle day.
As they're getting bigger and stronger, they want to get up and play for an hour at 2 o'clock in the morning. The carer gets up and watches them running around. That goes on for a whole year.
Once a healthy Joey, also known as a baby koala, is old enough, it will be released back into the wild. But some are too badly injured, like Zanani, and will spend the rest of their lives in captivity.
We could breed with her, but because she came from a different area, 3 hours south of here, to breed with her, we would have to have a male from that area. We do not cross the gene pools. You know, we try to keep them pure.
The hospital plans on using donations they have received from around the world to start a breeding program.
It's going to take years and years to repopulate.
But now their main concern is even simpler, building automatic drinking stations for the animals to access fresh water in the hardest hit areas. In Port Macquarie, I'm Therese Garnier.
Looking for a career change? Still ahead, see why job experts say you should consider the construction field.
It's working for you.
If you're looking to make a career change, consider construction. As many as 62% of construction firms say they can't find enough qualified workers to fill their vacant jobs. So now many are raising their pay in hopes of attracting more qualified applicants. The manufacturing sector is also seeing a similar trend. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics just released the latest job report today. It shows that unemployment remains at a 50-year low of 3.5%. But when you think of internships, you think of tasks like answering the phones and getting some coffee. All of that might come to mind. But you could say one teenager had loftier goals. 17-year-old Wolf Kokier interned at NASA last summer. They've just confirmed that during his time there, Kokier discovered a new planet. He says he was looking through some data gathered by the test satellite of stars that orbit each other. He noticed that there was one set containing something else. It turned out to be an entire planet. The planet is 1,300 light years away, and it is about the size of Saturn. After nearly 2 days of relentless rain, is the end finally near? We're back with one more check of your Storm Team 6 forecast after the break.
It's terribly exciting. That's why we do it.
A local woman is celebrating a big milestone today. It's her 108th birthday. Jenny Zawanda is originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and has lived in a number of places, but for the last few years, she's called Carmel her home. Here's what Jenny says is the key to a long life.
Everything is good for you if you don't overdo it, including candy.
Okay.
Or cake or cookies or whatever. if you don't overdo it. It's okay. It's good for you.
All right, the scale in my bathroom disagrees there, Kyle.
Nice.
Jenny says her family drove her own car and even mowed her own lawn until she was 104.
Happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday, still doing it.
All right, well, we do have some scattered showers. That light rain going to continue to move through the area. We'll keep you updated.
All right, we'll see you back here tonight at 11.